I think if they fail on Judge, I think they will try one last-ditch effort, and they'll go for Ohtani.
Mm.
Because they tried, and they offered the Angels a pretty nice deal for Ohtani in the trade deadline. The Angels just didn't want to get rid of him. And I understandably so, that would be a PR disaster. But I think the Yankees would go all in for trying to get Ohtani. You get that pitcher that the Yankees need, because they're going to let Tyone go too. They're going to have to get a rotation guy. They would go get
Tyone
that.
has one more year left on his contract, I think.
I think he is a free agent at the end of the year.
Is he? I think they have control of him for one more year. I'm not Speedy. Look that up. I think it's one more year. They don't. Nestor Cortez is a free agent at the end of the season. They could lose Nestor, but Nestor's cheap. You can sign him. You could bring him back. He can't stay. He hasn't stayed healthy this year, even though he looked pretty damn good.
He's gone. He's gone after this year.
Is it Tyone?
Yep, he's after.
Tyone is gone, and Nestor has. I think Nestor is on arbitration.
Is he on arbitration?
Yeah, I think we have Nestor for the next 4 to 5 years.
Really?
3-4 years on arbitration.
Well, they brought him from another team. Where's Nestor, Speedy? I think he's a free agent too. But I think the Yankees are going to – I think they could absolutely look to –
2023 starts his arbitration process, so he's got 3 years arbitration control right now.
So
yeah.
How does that make sense? I mean, he comes from the Orioles. He played for the Orioles. He's been jumping 3 or 4 different teams.
Maybe he never got called up by those teams, so maybe that doesn't count towards the service
I know the
time.
Yankees drafted him.
I know. It's not the exact years, it's also the service time.
They got to fix that stuff. I mean, that's so stupid. That whole
they had a chance, but they didn't do that in the
they need to clean that up.
during the offseason.
It's horrible.
So.
It's absolutely horrible.
Nobody said the baseball owners were smart.
It's a horrible. I feel bad for the farm system and what they're getting paid. And
oh yeah.
It's just despicable what the major league owners are doing. They're multi-billionaires, and they can't pay the players that are the future to baseball. It doesn't make any sense. Before we let you go, I want to get into some MMA conversation. And October 22nd is a big card for the UFC. There's quite a few matches that a lot of people are looking forward to. I mean, the main event, and everybody's looking forward to it. And you know what I'm talking about. Charles is, and I love what he's done. He's not a talker. He's not a guy that stands out where everybody is, Oliveira. Charles has been the face of what you want MMA fighter to be in the UFC, and he's facing a guy that's lost one fight. He's been a dominant force, and I think he's won 8 straight fights or something like that. He's been unbelievable in Makhachev, whatever his name is. I always mess up his name.
Islam Makhachev. Yeah.
Makhachev. So, what is your thoughts to this card? I think Dana wanted to put it together the way he did, and I love the Yan. Yan, that's the one I want to see. OMalley versus Petr Yan. Petr Yan, because I love Petr Yan. I think Aljamain Sterling, and I know Aljamain, and I'm not taking shots at him. Aljamain, if you're listening to the show, this is nothing against you. I think Petr Yan is a better fighter, okay? And Sugar Shane O'Malley has been opening his mouth, and he's fought nobody. He has beaten nobody, and he's ranked 12th in the bantam bout against Petr Yan, who's the number one. I don't know how a ranked number 12 guy is fighting a number 1 guy, and that's because Dana White is an ass, and that's just the way I think of him. But what is your thoughts to this card? I think T.J. Dillishaw, he fought 2 fights, and now he's got a title shot. That's ridiculous. I think it's all ridiculous, and that shows me why Dana White is the worst president, commissioner, whatever the hell he calls himself in professional sports. So where do you see this card?
I'm not gonna lie to you. I love this card. Because,
it's the best card we've seen in a long time.
Yeah. Starting with, if we're doing just these 3 fights,
yes,
I think Petr Yan, Sean O'Malley was created on Twitter. Sean O'Malley had been talking to Peter for so long,
of course,
about if I get this chance, I'm gonna mess you up. This, and that. They've been talking for years, and I think with the fact that Petr Yan's on 2 straight losses to Aljamain. One obviously is a disqualification, and then
both of them he won. Both of them he won.
I think I had Petr Yan winning the second fight as well.
And I know Sterling. I'm friends with Sterling. I train out here. I used to train out here. I know the whole group, Weidman and Aljamain. I know them all.
Yep.
I'm very good friends with all of them. He did not win any of those fights.
Yeah, it's that debate, and but Petr Yan is just trying to make his way through, and I think it's a perfect fight for Peter because if he just beats down OMalley, who he claims to be undefeated when he's not, he could get himself right back into
he's the number one
fight.
ranked. He'll probably fights whoever
tough,
wins the Sterling and Dillishaw fight.
That's tough because when you go for 2 straight losses against the champion, it's hard to get a third one. It's hard to get that third fight, and it'll be tough for him to. I don't know if they're gonna want him to do it again. I'm not sure. I know they're gonna look at other fighters before Petr Yan, and I think that's why Petr Yan took this fight, just saying, I want to fight the biggest guy in this division, one of the biggest names. Let me beat him down. Sean O'Malley, one of the biggest. Everyone loves Sean O'Malley. Beats him down. He can get right back in that conversation, stay as number one, and then he can get right back to fighting Aljamain or Dillashaw. And I think what they really want, the UFC, is and I'm not trying to say Dana White wants this or whatever, but I think they want Dillashaw to beat Sterling so that Dillashaw would fight Yan. And that would be the fight because Yan and Dillashaw have been going at it for like the last 4 or 5 years before Yan was even a champion.
I hate TJ Dillashaw.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't like him. I first of all, why lie about taking steroids? Okay. You were doing it. You're sitting here saying that you didn't even know it. Come on, dude. We're not stupid. The steroid, it's a common steroid for you to lose weight. You were cutting weight, cheating it, and all these other fighters, they do it legitimately, and it's not easy doing. It's not easy cutting 20 pounds before a fight, 15 days or 17 days before a fight. And for him to sit there and try to cheat and lie his way out, and listen, he deserved it. He took his 3 years, his 2 years suspension, and he's back now. And to get a title fight this fast, do I think he could beat Sterling? Yeah, I do. I think TJ Dillashaw could beat Sterling. Absolutely. But will he? I mean, Aljamain is, for some reason, he's got the judges on his side, the referee. Everything has worked out for Aljamain. He is the champion right now. And shout out to him. He is the champion. But he's the champion for the wrong reasons because he didn't beat Petr Yan. And I don't want to turn this into a fight because this might hit social media and he might really hate me for this. But he didn't beat him. And for him to say that he did and he beat him twice, it's a joke. And that's the truth. Sorry, Aljamain, but it's the truth. And I tried to have a conversation with him when I went to the gym recently, and I didn't want to get him angry, but, these are facts, So I think that these two fights are so very important to this division. The Bantamweight is one of the biggest divisions right now in the UFC. There's a lot of good fighters. This is the welterweight division of like 10 years ago when you saw BJ Penn and George St. Pierre and obviously Matt Hughes and all these other great MMA fighters that competed in that division, and Nick Diaz. So what is your thoughts? I mean, you look at these 4 guys, these are the biggest stars right now in that division.
Yeah, and that's why I love this card because all 4 of them desperately need a win. Like, they all need it. And I know Sterling and the Yan thing, Sterling had the body locked for 2 straight rounds and then kind of snuck that 5th round victory. I think Yan won all the last 3 rounds. But Dillashaw, being the former champ, I knew Dana was going to do that. I knew Dana was going to give him one little, tune-up fight, which I still think Corey Sandhagen beat him. But they had to give it to Dillashaw because it creates this huge storyline. So Dillashaw wins, and I think Dillashaw does beat Sterling. I think Dillashaw is a way better striker. I think Sterling is an incredible wrestler, and I think he will. Sterling's going to try to wrestle.
So is Dillashaw. He's a great wrestler too.
Yeah, but I think
Sterling's
not for knockouts or submissions. No. He's for points. He's trying to win points. He's trying to win that round. If he can win 3, he's good. And I think that's what we've seen even before Sterling became a champion. That's what he was going for. And I think Dillashaw is a championship made. Obviously, he's also a cheater, and I'm not. I was never a fan of Dillashaw, and the steroid thing kind of upsets me, but I still think Dillishaw has that championship mindset. I'll never forget the way he beat down Cody Garbrandt both times, and the way he did it. And
he cheated. He cheated.
Yeah,
and that's the way Garbrandt has spoken. When he found out he was on steroids, he said, wait a second. I'm the one who cut down his weight. I'm the one who drained myself. And this guy goes into the fight on steroids, rehydrates himself like nothing really hit him. So he didn't beat Garbrandt twice because he cheated. And those wins that he has on his record should be taken away.
I think that's what I think too. I think so, and it sucks because when you see something like that, you see what's happened to Garbrandt since, and that's the lasting effect that steroids has. Yeah, your success and all that is tainted, but look what you've done to the fighters. Garbrandt loses, and look at him ever since. He's never been nowhere near the same guy. He's trying to find a division that works for him and his in his body. He just tried flyweight. He's getting knocked out quick. Nothing's working. I feel bad for him because if that never happened, who knows what his career could have been.
Yep. Just like Jose Aldo. We all know that story.
Happy for him in his retirement.
Absolutely. Congratulations to him, yeah.
And I was upset with his last fight, but I felt right then and there like that could probably be it. And he's a legend. He's probably
one of the nicest guys I've ever met.
Yeah,
he's one of the nicest, MMA fighters I ever met. I didn't understand anything he said. He said hello and goodbye. He's Brazilian. I can speak Brazilian, but the man is a legend, and he's earned every bit of a Hall of Fame opportunity. And that McGregor fight, pretty much, and yes, he shouldn't have fought in that fight because he had broken ribs. He shouldn't have fought. It was his mistake, and he was never the same fighter after that.
It's unfortunate, but look what it's created. It created McGregor, and I'm not trying to get into McGregor talk, but McGregor.
Oh, Mia, you don't have any idea what
back and forth, the bear.
Back and forth attacks I've had with Conor McGregor's team. And Conor McGregor. We have been in an onslaught of arguments on social media and my show when I did a show called Caged in MMA, and I'm bringing it back soon. Him and his team are a bunch of, I'm not going to say it on live radio, but you know what I'm saying.
I get it.
Bunch of weenies. And if they got a problem with me, they wanted me to fly. They wanted me to fly to Ireland and fight them on their cards over there. They can fly here anytime they want. I am 40 years old. I am in pretty good shape, but not MMA shape. I would love to teach one of those little punks a little bit of a lesson because that's what they are. They're a bunch of punks that open up their big fat mouths and they think that they're tough by talking on social media and scaring me like they scare me. Kiss my ass. That's what I said to them.
Sounds like the Dylan Dennis effect.
Well, you have no idea.
Is one of those
dude,
guys.
I had them threaten me on social media, threaten my family, okay? Telling me that if I ever step foot on, they would bury me so far under, my family wouldn't even find my body, okay? And I told them, I said to them, listen, any place, anytime here in the States, I would meet you. I will fight you on your turf here in the States, and I will whip any one of your 205-pound fighters, any one of them. And they telling me, I'll give you 10,000, I'll give you 20,000, just fly over here. Why? So when I kick one of your asses, you're going to shoot me and put me where I don't trust any of those guys. I don't trust any of them. And all they do is with their stupid A and their stupid little beer and whatever the hell they do over there, kiss my ass.